Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Politics today, starting off with politics. It's what we do most of the time. But we have a special guest in the person of Dr. Ijeoma Arodiogu, and he's the zonal chairman of APC in the Southeast. Now, if you've been abreast of the news, you might know that there was a World Igbo Conference, and this really brought together sons and daughters of Igbo not just in the country, but all over the world, in the diaspora, as we say. Scholars, inventors, just everybody really of the Igbo nation, to really focus on Igbo politics, Igbo issues around the world, and also some Igbo observations and areas where a lot of improvement could be made. And so we'll talk about this with our guest this morning, Dr. Ijeoma Arodiogu, who is the zonal chairman of APC in the Southeast. And a fine morning to you, first of all, Dr. Arodiogu.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Hope you're good too.
I'm good. And you?
Yeah, thank you. Let's start. There were, I don't know if complaints is the right word, but there were key observations. The long and short, really, is not new. It's about the fact that the Igbo in the Nigerian polity has not got its fair due yet. For example, the point was made that there has long been agitations for the creation of a further state in the region, Southeast, that has not yet met with the success that is required. And inevitably, I suppose, and it caused a lot of conversation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continued incarceration was also brought up with some charges that enough was not being done to agitate for his release. But let's take it, if you will, from the point of an additional state being required. That, I think, is pretty important. But you could take it from anywhere if you like.
Yeah, I support the idea that the Southeast deserve at least one more state to make a balance. Among the geopolitical zones in Nigeria, the Northwest has 7 states. Every other geopolitical zone, the Southwest, the South-South, the North-Central, the Northeast, have 6 states each. So my people are of the opinion that it would be nice for us to have an additional state so that at least there could be a balance. And of course, bearing in mind that among the geopolitical zones, the Southeast geopolitical zone, which I share for the All Progressive Congress, the party in government at the center, is the only zone that could be said to be indigenous. Why I use the word indigenous is that the Southeast is the only geopolitical zone that has one tribe, the Igbo people. Every other geopolitical zone, the Southwest has some Ijos in Ondo area, and they have some Ishekiris somewhere. The South-South has Igbos, Ijos, other tribes. The same with the North-Central, the Nupes, the Hausas, and even Kanuris, and some other tribes. The same with the Northwest. We have a lot of Hausas. We have Kanuris also. We have Fulanis. The same with the Northeast, dominated by the, various tribes too. So, as a people, we believe that it will be very fair to have an additional state. Yes, I hear those concerns, and it makes sense. But the pressure for me to present it to our party as the government in power, I have my limitations. But I believe that the President of the Federal Republic, Bola Aswaju Ahmed, is a man of fairness, and will be the best. This will be the best time to present our plea to him. Thank you.
Okay. You know, I wonder. Okay, from there, let's in terms of cherry picking. I said there were quite a number of important issues that were aired. Let's now go to, I guess, the elephant in the room: the alleged marginalization of Igbo in the scheme of national politics. That this probably will be stemming from what you've just spoken about, the request or agitation for a further state. But this whole question about the marginalization, alleged marginalization of Igbo, is how much store do you put on this concept? Can you really say that Igbo is marginalized in national politics?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I wouldn't exactly say that. Maybe in the past, but in the administration, or in the APC administration, we believe that the Igbos have had a fair share. We've had a lot of infrastructure development, the second Niger Bridge, the access from Onitsha, from the airport all the way to Port Harcourt. We've had a lot of good infrastructure built during the APC administration. Yes, of course, we will always ask for more, and we are asking for more. I believe that infrastructure is what the Igbo man needs. The political positions and appointments are not our major desire, because the Igbo man is very creative and hardworking. If he has the needed infrastructure, good access road, electricity, we can fend for ourselves. Our agitation, when people talk about marginalization, they're only talking about political positions. But, I mean, I know of a tribe in India that produce all the billionaires. They are not interested in politics. They are interested in doing business, and they are very good business people. Yes, I agree that we will always ask for more positions, more appointments in this administration. And I believe that the president is a man of honor, is a man of dignity, and he knows fairness. So in due course, we'll be getting our due presentation, and that is what I believe in.
Earlier about, some sort of perceived difficulties in advancing this position within your party, after which you immediately said that the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a known man, is a man known for fairness and equity and doing the right thing. But you did speak about challenges or limitations in advancing your position. What would you care to share some of those?
Sorry, I didn't get that right.
You spoke about your personal, as the zonal chair, APC Southeast, in advancing the cause for the removal, eradication of the alleged Igbo marginalization. You did say, and promoting indeed what is required, you did say that you experienced some limitations from here to, here and there. I was asking, would you care to share the nature of such limitations and what could possibly be done to make it better within your party?
Well, for me, I believe that the Southeast didn't play the very right politics in the last election, the last 3 elections. We were very emotional and sentimental, and it is quite understandable. So we faced a lot of challenges in the last election. We were labeled all sorts because of blackmails from opposition parties. And we were much victorious. That is the major challenge we face. But for benefits to the party, we are from the administration to our zone, we are very hopeful that will be fairly treated in due course?
Well, yeah. But, people have said in the past, not really talking about any of these regional aspects to politics, but the fact that in politics, nobody is going to hand you anything on a plate of gold or silver. In short, nobody is going to make it easy, and that's not the nature of politics, that you strategize, you come together, and you legitimately take that which is yours, which some people might be foot dragging on. Is this a situation in which you consider that that might not be the best strategy? This whole matter about nobody hands you, your due politically on a plate of gold, or maybe you don't really see eye to eye with that concept.
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Okay. This whole political concept of nobody hands anybody anything on a plate of gold in politics, that people have to come together, strategize, and legitimately take that which is theirs. I was wondering how much stock you place on such a concept.
Yes. I know that our leaders in the zone, our leader, the governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodimma, with other leaders, Wifuru, the governor of Ebonyi, and our people generally are working hard to improve the fortune of the zone from the administration. And I believe that will yield a lot of good fruit. On my own, anytime I have the opportunities to talk to, I plead for more inclusiveness. But then there's always this question of the number of votes that the Southeast gave to the party in the last administration, and fairly so. We did not vote for the APC because of the emotion of our brother that was in the race, and because of what people believed. But I tell you now that our people have realized their mistakes, and on a daily basis you see people from the other parties joining us, planning to move over to the APC, and our communities are very geared to work and support the APC in any forthcoming election. So I think we realized what went wrong the last time, and we are working hard to improve the fortune of the party in this zone. Thank you. And experience of our people from the administration. Thank you.
Well, the Igbo conference that I was speaking about, it had many things to it, apart from these important questions. It was all draped in culture, but it needs to be noted that, and I'm looking at it here so as to be very sure of the wording of the theme, bridging the Igbo homeland diaspora, that is bridging the Igbo homeland diaspora disconnect for transforming our present and our future together. So that's what it was all about, bridging the homeland diaspora disconnect for transforming our present and future together. How is it, because the diaspora was a key part of this, there were contributors from all over the world, all sorts of Igbo groupings, the academia, the professionals, veterans of all sorts. Tell me about the importance of the diaspora to this laudable objective.
Well, the diaspora is very important in the Nigerian politics and economy. From record, we get more inflow of liquidity from the diaspora than we get even from the oil. So there are people that cannot be ignored, not only because of the volume of money they repatriate to the Nigerian economy, also because the diaspora, they are all educated and respected in their various communities. And in election circles, they have the power and the opportunity to tell their people, this is what I feel. This is what I feel you should do. This is the direction we can vote. So the diaspora cannot be ignored. You know, I was responding to some journalists sometime about the health communities that are moving abroad to practice. I said, yes, they have their own shortcomings and their benefits. The benefits, apart from the economic repatriation to the country, there is also benefits in the improvement on their skills and the opportunities of being able to bring a lot of development to the country. So yes, the diaspora community cannot be ignored at all. The party and the administration is working very hard to make it possible for diasporans to vote, maybe in their embassy. But that has not happened, and we are looking forward to that. Thank you.
Okay. Calling in from Abuja on the program this morning, Chibuike, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Uncle Yuri.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning to your guest in the studio.
Yes, Dr. Adonio.
Okay, good morning.
So, on the question where you asked if the Igbos are marginalized, and my brother is not trying to say it the way it is. Please, he should know that he's representing Igbo people and not APC. The Igbo people are marginalized in Nigeria, and we are not begging anybody. The truth is that we require another state. That is just fairness. Do you understand? If other geopolitical zones have, higher states, we are supposed to be equal to others. That's only fairness. Do you understand? You don't come and you're saying, trying to patronize APC. And then on the question whether the Igbo people voted APC or voted P2B, if P2B come again, we are still going to vote him. It's not about his tribe, it's about his personality. Okay? So that is just what I want him to play. And I just want him to represent the Igbos very well, not missing word because he's an APC member. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for calling in. Dr. Arodiogo, I don't know how you take that comment about mincing words about Ndigbo, the situation in Nigeria, because you are an APC member.
I think he was not fair in or I don't know what he heard. I said it clearly, yes, that I believe that we deserve at least an additional state for equity. But that I'm hopeful that the current administration is listening to our concerns. That was what I said. And that's not patronizing at all. I accepted the fact, yes, we deserve more states. So I don't know how better he wants me to say it.
No. Okay. Well, when he spoke about, first of all, anybody and everybody is allowed to vote the way they want. You heard the comment he made. Well, that was his personal comment. And naturally, in your party, and you being chairman of the zone, the southeast zone of APC, you definitely need more votes than, have been in the past. You heard the statement he made that it was his personal opinion and right to say that if situations present themselves in a certain way again, he personally feels that he and those of like mind will go the way that they went then. So it comes back to the matter of what is being referred to as the nature of Igbo politics. What would be your commentary?
Well, like you said, that's his personal opinion. But we get vibes, we do research, we know what our people are saying now, that they were deceived on some sentiments and they will not make the same mistake again. he is talking about his own personal opinion, but that's not the opinion of most Igbo people. Most people from my geopolitical zone are saying in any forthcoming election, we will vote for you. We've had a lot of off-season elections in the Southeast, and we won in those off-season elections. The Senate seats in Ebonyi State, we won landslide. All the off-season election that has happened, the APC won. And come to think about it, APC remains the most popular party in the Southeast zone. The APC, there are 5 states in the Southeast. The APC is the only state that has 2 governors, Imo and Ebonyi. Enugu is PDP. Abia is Labour Party, while Anambra is APGA. So the APC has more governors, more senators, more House of Representative members. So we are still the biggest and most popular party in the zone. We made a mistake, which a lot of people are telling us, please, we are just waiting for the next election to make the narrative right. But they believe too that their voting pattern also helped the APC to win the presidential election. And if you analyze it, you can see some sense in what they said. They said because most of the votes that they gave to Labour Party would have gone to PDP, because the Southeast has been known as a PDP state historically. But because of their voting pattern, the APC was able to win. But in the next coming election, they are determined to vote directly for APC, and APC will carry the day. The next election is about the Southeast, and the party is aware of that. And the Southeast will stand up to the occasion and vote for the APC. That's his personal emotion. Who knows where it's coming from? He is definitely a member of one of the opposition parties, and we are not even sure whether he's from any of the 5 Southeast states. Thank you.
Okay. All right then. Mr. George in Lagos, Ikeja, thank you for holding on. Go ahead now, please.
Thank you, Uncle Yori, and good morning to our guest.
Dr. Arodiogbu.
Yes, Doctor. Uncle Yori, I have a candid advice for the guest on 2 issues. I'm happy that at this level, they are already building bridges. I, as a Nigerian, I would like to see a president of Nigeria from the Southeast one day. But the Easterners need to talk to Mr. Peter Obi. The way and manner he is going about it, that may not happen. This attitude of let us snatch it at all costs, he cannot bring it about unless you build bridges like the doctor is saying now. We have a country where everybody from any zone is free to become the president. So the East also have a right to be called the president. But in politics, you build bridges, and it's a game of numbers. If you don't have sufficient numbers, you have to build bridges in order to get sufficient numbers from other zones and get there. Let the attitude, what he is saying now, it seems to be taking the right course, and that is the one that will work. Regarding state creation, Uncle Yori, I see it this way. There is a pattern, there is a basis for creating states. Each zone does not necessarily have to have the same number of states. We have a zone that has 7 states, we have some zones that have 6 states, and we have one zone that has 5 states. If you look at the land space, the land, of the different zones, they are not the same. If the Southeast is saying that there must be 6, then those who have 6 will later come out and say we want our own to be 7 too, since there is a zone that has 7. Why don't we just leave it like that and concentrate on more serious issues like this political one we are talking about, so that one day we can see a president from the Southeast? That's what I want to see. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Okay. Dr. Joma.
Yeah.
I see you smiled at that.
I want to thank Yes, I want to thank the last speaker, and clearly so. For me, Peter Obi played a very tribal politics, which is very risky, which is very dangerous, and we cannot become president like that with that style. You know, the sentiment of tribe and religion are mundane for modern society, for crying out loud. You know, and that is just what he played. He just made the people believe, hey, Muslim ticket, APC, they are going to convert all of us. I am Catholic and I'm still Catholic now. And nobody has, by any means or any style, tried to convince me from being a Catholic to being a Muslim. I was in Ebonyi State on Sunday. I attended Mass with the governor. And that is where we are. Nobody talks about it. In fact, the thing is this. Nobody has anything to say now. President Tinubu has performed beyond the expectation of every Nigerian. And I stand to be contradicted. I stand to be proved right by anybody. He has outperformed everybody's expectation. And we are very proud of him. And we are expecting that the Nigerian people will see the records in the next coming election and vote en masse for him. That is what is important. What is important is that the economy of Nigeria has tremendously improved. Yes, we are not there yet, and there's a lot of suffering in the land. The price of commodities are very high, and we all buy from the same market. The rain is beating on every roof. Everybody's feeling it. We are feeling it too. But you see that the major problem of the Nigerian people is lack of patriotism. Before, when the dollar was going up, everybody was shouting, it has added 1 naira to do, 10 naira tomorrow. But now it's coming down. Nobody's talking about it because people want bad news to talk about bad news. They want the people to suffer so that they can remain social media bullies. And now, looking at the administration, what it has achieved, you know that someone that comes down with cancer didn't contract the cancer today. Depending on the organ where it attacked, it could have been there for 10 years, 20 years, and you don't know. But it's when you start feeling the symptoms that you know that something is wrong with you. But it didn't start then. Over the years, the Nigerian economy from independence has been going the wrong route. Okay? You can imagine a situation where we borrow money to subsidize our forests, to subsidize the fuel. It is crazy. But the president said, no, this cannot go on. We have to recover our country for the future generation. We have to suffer some pain. I say it, if you have malaria, quinine is bitter, but you will be forced to drink it. That is what we are going through today. We are going through hardship so that we can repair what other people did not have the guts to repair. Other presidents did not have the guts to repair in the past. That is what we are going through. But you find out that a lot of leaders of thought that should educate the people and talk to the people are more comfortable with pedestrian views. Hey, the wolf is out there. People are suffering. They are not interrogating the fact. Where did we start from? And where are we now? What is tomorrow going to look like? Tomorrow, I assure you, from what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing, will be brighter for every Nigerian. That is my view.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Dr. Arodiogu. Let me take Benga calling in from Abuja before I go on break. Good morning to you, Benga, calling in from Abuja.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to your guest there.
Yes.
You mentioned one thing which we should all appreciate. And APC should appreciate it. That Southeast helped APC to win election. And it's a statement of fact. Let me tell you, Mr. Yori, if not for B emergence, APC would have lost that election woefully. Because, number one, before building to the election, there was also strike. The youth were already bitter with APC. We need to handle the issue. To make it worse, first scarcity followed. Then to nail the coffin, toleration of Naira, which APC not themselves, like El-Rufai, fought against within their own. They fought the president that, look, this is against us. And in fact, if you see what happened during that change of Naira, and the president alluded to it, But because a man of courage and fortitude, he said, look, I will see this thing through. And a Labour Party helped them in the Southeast to take away the vote PDP will have gotten. If not that, everything will have missed. What I want to advise my guests is that, having alluded to that and acknowledge that, they should now work with this thing by being at a OBC contest in the next election to see help APC to win again, so that in the next coming one, the whole of APC will now come together and say, Southeast must win. At that time, all regions of the country will be in AP to say, no, these people have worked for us, we want to work for them, let us win. But that would be in the next about 2031, because the thing will go to the north in the next after 8 years on APC. When come to the south, but they can start to build up now by working together and make sure that they retain that momentum what they are working. Because I've been seeing them working. I mean, they have 2 states now. Let them get 1 more state to it. Before you know it, they get 4, they get 5. But let me tell you, APC must compensate them for the thing they do, and they should do it in the next coming election. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gbenga. Okay, our guest, Dr. Ijeoma Arodiogu, Zonal Chair, APC Southeast, will react to that. But let me go